Hi, I'm Jason. Thanks for listening to The Slippery Slope. I wanted to discuss this article earlier in the week from Sky News. Headline is this: Prince Harry and Meghan Markle win award for saving the planet 2 kids at a time. The article goes on to tell us how Prince Harry and his wife Meghan, who I'm going to refer to as the actress, Prince Harry and the actress' enlightened decision to only have 2 children has won the couple a special mention from United Kingdom-based charity Population Matters. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex, which I was under the impression they'd lost their titles. Anyway, so Harry and the actress have received $925, just a strange amount, with the Change Champions Award, received for being role models and leading the way towards a smaller and more sustainable population. So they're leading the way to a smaller population. Keep that in mind. So they're turning something around. Instead of growth, they want the population to shrink. And apparently, Harry and the actress they're leading the way for a smaller population. Which means basically that people have to die. Population Matters advocates for programs which promote a sustainable population, as it claims the Earth is struggling to cope with the current growth rate. The charity announced the winners of the award on Twitter, congratulating the group of individuals and organisations for working hard to empower and enlighten people. A spokesman for the charity said, "I'm choosing and publicly declaring in choosing and publicly declaring their intention to limit their family to 2. The Duke and Duchess, otherwise known as Harry and the actress, are helping to ensure a better future for their children. Having a smaller family reduces our impact on the Earth and provides a better chance for all our children, their children, and future generations to flourish on a healthy planet. We commend Harry and the actress for taking this enlightened decision and for affirming that a smaller family is also a happy family." Can I say, I don't know if I've ever read if I've ever laid eyes on more rot and garbage in my entire life. Anyway, so that's the award. It's obviously a bit of a publicity stunt for this group. But I tell you what, that section there, when it talks about leading the way to a smaller population, that really stuck out to me, because immediately I'm thinking, okay, well, if you need a smaller population, the only way to do that is for people to die. You've got to stop growth, stifle growth. Either you're waiting for a natural attrition where people just stop having children and you have less children and people start to die off that way, population starts to decrease, or you're going to be pushing things along a little, which, as we know, people have tried that in the past, and it's not worked out too well. I think everyone should probably start considering the Nazis in the 1930s. Anyway, so I was looking at this group, populationmatters.org. I went to their website, and I just wanted to see what they're all about. Their website, it talks a lot about, one of their headlines here: UK Parliament Committee backs family planning and tackling consumption to protect biodiversity. In this report from 30th of June 2021, this is on populationmatters.org, their own website. An influential committee in the UK Parliament has called the government to do more to address population and overconsumption as drivers of biodiversity loss. Its comments, in a highly critical report on the UK government's actions so far, reflect and refer directly to evidence submitted by Population Matters to its inquiry. The Environmental Audit Committee, in brackets EAC report, Biodiversity in the UK, Bloom or Bust, is published today. It also criticises the government for its recent cuts to family planning aid, a key campaign for population matters. Now, this article on their website, they go on to discuss their concerns with, in their words, humanity's demands on the biosphere are also related to human population numbers. The global population has trebled in size from approximately 2.5 billion in 1950 to around 7.7 billion in 2019. This has had a dramatic effect on the biosphere. Now, this report, the EAC report, leans heavily on the findings of the economist, The Economics of Biodiversity, the Dasgupta Review, a report commissioned by the UK Treasury for leading economist and population matters patron Sir Partha Dasgupta. And reading through this article and this whole website, I want to point out a few factors. It's got this section here that I'm reading. I'll read to you now. It says, it is extremely disappointing that the government's response to this Dasgupta review failed to mention population growth at all. PM, which is Population Matters, will therefore be lobbying the government not to be so complacent in its response to the report. Now, they go on to discuss family planning. In this regard, it is great that the EAC's report explicitly highlights our view, based on overwhelming evidence, that empowering women, think of that, think of this section here, that empowering women and girls to make choices about their bodies and their lives through the provision of voluntary, human rights-based modern family planning enhances people's lives and benefits our planet. Now, just on this very paragraph that I've just read out to you, okay, it's very, it really stands out now how the twisting of language and the use of language to be twisted to mean things or to give a different spin on what you're true, on what you really mean and what is at the heart of your message. When you read their whole website, this Population Matters, they are really about decreasing the population of the earth. The heart of their program seems to lean towards eugenics. Controlling the population. Now, they go in other section of their website, they go at stakes to state that they do not support population control. And yet when you read their whole website, they definitely do. They definitely do. That's exactly what they're all about. They're all about population control. And what they're criticising the United Kingdom for is because the United Kingdom have actually cut funding for Planned Parenting. But not Planned Parenting within the UK. It's for funding for Planned Parenting in other nations, within the United Nations. So other poorer countries that need help and need funding for the Planned Parenting. That's what they've cut their funding. And that's what this group are criticising the United Kingdom for, the government for. So what they want at the heart of it, even though they say in one section that they're not for population control, but what they do want is for the government, the United Kingdom government, to expand their funding for abortions. They want more abortions, which in essence is population control. Now, I'll be straight up. I am 100% anti-abortion. I remember it must have been about 2 years ago, I think, if you want to see a good program or a good explanation on which explains abortions and what is actually happening to that unborn child, and just see the development of the child within the womb, I think Ben Shapiro did an excellent report. There's this great video of him going through the different stages of the child's development within the womb. And when you're looking at his report and seeing these pictures, and it's not drawings, but seeing this actual child developing in the womb. And it's amazing how even from just a week old, the development that's I'm not sure actually if it's a week old, it might be a couple, about 3 or 4 weeks old, the development that's there, and you begin to understand that this isn't just a blob of cells. We get sold on these things, these phrases that people want to use, saying it's my body, my choice. But when you look at it and you think, well, this is a separate body within the womb. Within the female, there's a separate body growing. And that's why it's separate DNA. And then you see the development all the way up till just before birth. And it's just amazing. You can see the fingernails developing. You see how early on the heart develops and the lungs and everything. It's amazing. Anyway, go and check it out, Ben Shapiro's video on that. But it is that, and anyway, I'm just anti-abortion. So reading through this is such through this this Population Matters organization. It's so disingenuous in the way they characterize themselves, the message that they're putting out there, saying that what they're all about, this biodiversity. They twist words, they twist their meaning. They're using these phrases like they're empowering women and girls to make choices about their bodies and their lives. You listen to phrases like that, and it seems such a high moral ground. We're empowering these women to make these great choices. But what they're really about is controlling population.